Hi, I'm NateBob27, and if I had to pick one favorite game genre, I would probably pick Zelda, or like Zelda likes. That's just a given, right? But a very, very close second to that would be Dark Souls, or at least Soulsborne. You get the gist. And I thought that it would be a heck of a lot of fun to rank them. I'm gonna rank them. I'm gonna make a tier list. It's important work. I've made about 2 tier lists now. One did really, really well, and a lot of people really, really hated it. And then one didn't really do well at all. It got like no views. So hopefully this one, falls somewhere in the middle, or hopefully does pretty well, and hopefully people don't hate it. And also in the comments, I feel like I shouldn't have to say this, but be nice, please, okay, yeah, with these kinds of videos. Anyways, let's get started. Let's go. Okay, so first off, obviously, is Demon Souls. I have the order here all ready. I go from Demon Souls all the way to Elden Ring. And so Demon Souls, just throwing it up there. This is tricky because I haven't played the remake. I've only played the OG version back on the old Xbox 360, and I can say that this game, it's not anywhere near as good as any of the other ones, because first off, the world tendency system is I wouldn't say it's horrible, but it's not the best. And also, the world design, there's no interconnection, it's just all through the Nexus. That's not very fun. It's just the leveling system, hitboxes, it's very much the first Souls game. And here's the thing, I haven't played the remake, so I can't really judge it. I hear they didn't change much stuff with like the world design, but I do know that they changed the graphics, and this is probably the one thing I don't like about the new remake. I haven't played it, so I can't really know for sure, but I can definitely say that the new art style, it looks almost like a cartoon. Like, I don't want to say that, but like with the original like Demon Souls, the Dark Souls 1, 2, yeah, pretty much it has this super like old, gritty, like janky texture resolutions, really dark lighting, a lot of like gray, brown, and like red, dark red in the color palette. It gives it a more like it gives it a really medieval feeling, and like I think that fits Dark Souls, and I like that art style the best. And with like newer games like Demon Souls, and not very much like newer games, it just kind of looks like a cartoon. I don't really want to say that, but I like the style of Dark Souls, even though it's not as better or as good as the new one. It looks more how I think Dark Souls should look as an art style. But anyways, let's just get that out of the way. And I think Demon Souls at B is a good move. I know you're probably gonna get mad at me, but I think it's definitely the first one. Also, the bosses, kinda not also a good aspect of it. Next up is Dark Souls, and I can definitely say that I have played this game a heck of a lot. I'm doing a retrospective on it. Wait for that coming up, where I already beat it and did like 10 new game pluses. I think I did until it stopped scaling, and I did a little bit more, but and then I did the retrospective, and then I had to record footage, and I didn't want everything to be in crazy new game plus, so I started a new character, and that was a mistake. That was a big mistake. I've already sunk like a couple hundred hours into this game. It's gonna be more hundreds of hours, because this game is the best Souls game. I know Elden Ring's better than Dark Souls. No, it's not. No, it is not. Like, Dark Souls, let's just start listing off things here. The world, not only the interconnectivity, because I'm pretty sure that's what you thought I was gonna say, but no, it's everything else. The atmosphere, man, it's so good. Not even that, the enemies, and then the whole like design of it all is just so crazy, and like the spectacle, just the visuals, like Sen's Fortress, it's really intimidating. It's this huge fortress that you have to traverse, filled with crazy enemies, other stuff like Blight Town. It's super interconnected, super crazy, all that, and then stuff like the depths, like a huge maze that's cool, and even like the beginning, like the Asylum Demon, you have to learn how to beat your own bosses and how to learn how to like dodge and roll and all that. And then you have multiple choices. You can go down into like the skeletons and the catacombs. You can go up into Undead Burg. You can go down into New Londo Ruins. There's just a lot of just interconnectivity and good world design, and I know Elden Ring has a lot of that too, but like anyways, I think it has a much better in Dark Souls. It's much more cohesively thought out, and also the bosses in Dark Souls. I feel like people online don't really give the bosses in Dark Souls enough credit. I mean, you have so many bangers. You have Ornstein and Schmo. You have the Gaping Dragon, who I think is actually a great boss. I know people diss it online, but I mean, I think it's good. Also, you have so many other good bosses, like the Bell Gargoyles. Those guys are awesome. You have Chaos Queen of Quelaag. That's a good boss. And then you also have other ones, like the Four Kings. I think those are a good boss. I mean, it has a lot of good bosses. It has Sith, the Great Grey Wolf Sith. I mean, it's not the boss fight, it's the lore surrounding it. It's like Artor, it's all that. It's so good in the story and the music, and then the final boss, Lord Gwyn, you just went through all of that, and then you hear that music, the dweep, 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 that. Oh my gosh, it's so good. Dark Souls, easy S tier every day of the week. Now, Dark Souls 2, on the other hand, I think now, I'm basing it off of Scholar of the First Sin, because, I mean, they're basically the same thing, but, I mean, they're different in ways, like the performance and all that. But it's better than Demon Souls, but it's also not as good as Dark Souls. I mean, it's the world, it's more linear, the janky hitboxes and all that, that's definitely an issue, and all that. And then, Dark Souls, like, it's all the bad stuff about Dark Souls multiplied, and then all the good stuff about Dark Souls taken back. Does that make sense? And then now we have Dark Souls 3, which I don't really know where to put because I haven't played it yet, but online consensus has stated that it's very good and very hard. The bosses are hard and good, which I like. I admire in Souls games how hard and good these bosses are, so that makes it up high. I heard the story's pretty good, okay, you're an S tier, and then I heard it's really linear, so that might take it down. I have to play to really say, like, what it is and if I'm gonna like it or not, but I mean, I can't really say one way or the other, so I'm just gonna go with better than Dark Souls 2. Just don't get mad at me here, okay? I mean, I'll figure it out. Okay, then Bloodborne, another one I haven't played, but people say that it's really good. So, like, really good. Like, people think it's top 10 best games of all time. That has to be good. So I'm gonna put it in S tier. I have to play it to validate that, but I mean, I think that's a pretty good guess. Next up is Sekiro. Hold on. We need to make a new tier. This game is not a Souls game. It's still a really good game, but it is not a Souls game, okay? So we need to make an extra tier for not Souls games, but still really. So I mean, so I'll just not rank it. Well, I mean, if let's say it is a Souls game and it still has all that stuff that makes it good, it would be like in between Bloodborne. Well, it would be S tier, okay? But I'm not gonna rank it because I mean, it's not a Souls game, okay? So okay, and then Elden Ring. What do I even have to say? What do I have to say? I mean, you come on, man. It's such the world design, the open world, the exploration, the story. It's one of the boss fights. Oh my god, the boss fights. The dungeons. Oh my god. Very good. And now with the DLC coming, it's going to be even better. Also, quick remark, I did not include or talk about or even think about any of the DLCs. I know the Artorias stuff in here is really good. I hear the Dark Souls 2 stuff isn't. I haven't played the DLCs, to be honest, okay? And then I don't know about that, and then Sekiro didn't even get DLC. I think it did. Well, it's not a Souls game. It's still really, but I'm not gonna, like... I want to get out of the list. Oh, I don't want to put it in F tier. Okay, let's just say it is a Souls game and put it where it should be. Okay, there you go. Though that was my tier list of the Dark Souls games, or Soulsborne's games, or just games with souls and also not word souls in them. There you go. Have a nice day. I'm NateBob27, and I'll see you in the next video.